Hi, I'm Dan Ward with Udai.com. Thanks for clicking on this class. We're going to take it easy and relax. So we're going to do a thing called Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra means yoga of sleep. So the idea is that we're going to slow down, and through this technique of going through and bringing our mind to different places in the body methodically, we start to travel into that interstitial place, that place that's neither here nor there, but somewhere in between. So this is a technique that can lead to lucid dreaming, and it's a meditation and a deep relaxation. For everybody, it's different. If you fall asleep during it, it's totally okay. It's totally fine. Um, so let's begin. So I want you to lie down on your mat or someplace just supremely comfortable. So this is something that you could do in bed, and this is something you could do on the couch. You can use props, a bolster. Everyone here is set up in what they found is going to work for them. It could be a simple shavasana, or you could, get a little more elaborate with you so you can feel really supported. And then once you are in your position, let's move around a little bit. So you can wiggle your fingers and your toes. You can adjust any way you want so that you can kind of get any kinks out. Because in the end, we're going to attempt to be still for this practice. You don't have to. If you want to move at any point, you can, but we're moving towards stillness. And bring your attention to what's going on inside you, what you feel, sensations, emotions, intuition, mood, the vibration of this moment. Bring your attention to your breath. And notice the breath entering your body and exiting your body. You can breathe any way you'd like, but in yoga, it's quite nice to breathe through the nose. And gently brush the breath against the inside surface of the back of your throat. Feel all of the contact points between your body and the ground and the earth. Notice if anything calls out to you. It's not too late to make some adjustment if something feels uncomfortable, if something has arisen that's uncomfortable. Make any adjustments you need to make. And now bring your attention down to your feet. Feel the quality of your own feet, the temperature, and this amazing structure, all the layers of the body from the skin down to the bones. And a pretty large percentage of the bones in your body are in your feet. There's a lot of little bones there. And as you breathe, you could imagine that your breath was flowing between the bones of your feet. You could imagine that you're breathing into your feet. Now bring your attention to your big toe. And then the second toe. The third toe. The fourth. and that little baby toe, the pinky toe. Feel the soles of your feet. And the long bones of the foot. Bring your attention to your heels. It's a nice knob of bone that you rock all your weight through with each step you take. And bring your attention to your ankles. And then the two bones that make up your lower leg. Feel those bones and the muscle of your calf and that thicker material of the Achilles tendon. Bring your attention to your knees, to the kneecap, to all of the bracing of the ligaments and tendons that make up the knee. And bring your attention to the hollow of the knee, that space at the back of the knee. Bring your attention to your thighs. Notice the weight, the shape, the temperature, and the flow of blood through your thighs. Imagine those muscles, those big muscles of your upper legs, draping off the bone, falling into the ground. Notice the pelvis. Bring your mind into your pelvis, down deep into your roots, pelvic floor, the sexual and eliminatory organs, and the contents of the pelvis. Feel its weight, feel its shape. And at the back of the pelvis, the sacrum, part tail, part pelvis, part spine. Bring your mind into your sacrum. And from there, move into your spine. Notice the bottom tip of the spine, the beginning of the spine. And track up through the spine. So the spinal cord is floating in cerebrospinal fluid. It's like it's suspended in this fluid, and it has its own contained system, its own contained flow of that liquid, of that fluid. It takes about 7 seconds for a wave to pass from the top all the way down to the bottom, and that wave is not disturbed by any other activity. It's not disturbed by jumping or jogging. It's a steady flow of energy up and down the spine. And outside of the spinal cord, of course, we have those bones, the vertebrae. And there's many other layers of material that make up a thick, protective coating to that center line of the body. Bring your attention to your belly. Feel the breath flow into the belly, and like a warm river flowing into a reservoir. Bring your attention to the ribs, the rib cage, and this amazingly movable casing for those very important internal organs of the heart and the lungs. Feel the movement of your rib cage with your breath. Feel the skin slipping along the ribs as they rise and fall, as they spread and recoil. Bring your attention to your shoulders and your arms. Feel how the arms really begin deeper into the back, into the shoulders, and track down through your upper arm, bicep and tricep and humerus bone, down to the elbow, and then the two bones that make up the lower arm, the radius and the ulna, which can roll over each other, wrap around each other as you make these amazing movements in your hand. You turn your wrist. Bring your attention down to the wrist, where there's the marbles or pebbles of the wrist. It's a collection of bones that glide over one another for all the incredible, complicated movements that the wrist can perform. Feel the energy flowing between those little bones. Bring your attention to your hands, to the heel of the hand, in the center of the palm, and the pads of the upper palm at the beginning of the fingers. The center of the palm is a powerful conduit. It's a classic image in music and poetry, from your heart to your hand. Feel your fingers, the thumb, index finger, middle finger, the ring finger, and the pinky finger. Bring your mind and your attention into your hands and your fingers. And then track back up through the arms, into the shoulders, and into the upper chest, to the collarbones in the front and the scapula in the back. And bring your attention to the pit of your throat. And into your neck. All these amazingly distilled substances moving through the neck, whether it be blood or spinal fluid, saliva, the drainage of the ears goes down into the throat. And track up through the throat into the mouth and the jaw. And let the jaw be soft and drop away from the upper teeth. Feel the tongue in Shavasana. And that vaulted space at the back of the mouth, the top of the throat, the soft palate, and the passageway up into the sinuses. Move from the inside of your mouth up into your brain, and imagine your brain as being like the canopy of a large tree. And then from that canopy, the trunk of the tree is the spine. The heart of the tree is the spine. And all the nerves that from your brain take all of the commands to move every part of your body, pass down through the nervous system to reach every muscle. And the nerves that exit the brain and the spinal cord, especially at the top, those are going to go into your face, getting all the feedback and sending all the commands into your face to make all the expressions you make. All the subtle facial expressions coming from your brain through your nerves into those muscles, but now they lie at rest. Even at rest, feel that electric tension that from your mind into your face you express your thoughts, your feelings. Bring your attention to your nose, to the nostrils, and the shape of the sinuses and the shape of the nostrils. Allow the breath that's being inhaled to be spun, to be spiraled, so that the breath hitting one lung spirals clockwise and the breath reaching the other lung spirals counterclockwise. You may feel in the nose that the inhalations are cooler than the exhalations, and that those inhalations cool the divider between the nostrils up high, the septum. And bring your attention to your lips and let them be soft. And bring your attention to your eyes, to the orbit of the eye socket, which creates a perfect resting position for the eyeball. And out of the back of the eyeball, the optic nerve moves through, like the drain at the bottom of a sink, moves through that passageway into the brain. And let the eyes sink down into the bottom of the socket. And let the eyes widen. Notice your eyelids, a blanket that glides smoothly over the eye, keeping them moist and protected from dust. Notice the eyelashes. And there are 6 muscles that move the eye. Let all of those muscles rest and give into gravity. Let gravity flow through those muscles, allowing the eyes to continually drop deeper into the head. Bring your attention to your eyebrows and to the muscles underneath them and the space between them, which in yoga we have the third eye. You could feel as if that eye were to open, that there would be a widening at the brow, a widening at the forehead. And it's said when the third eye opens that the future and the past and the present exist as one. Notice the forehead itself. Allow gravity to take the thin sheet of muscle that flows over the front of the skull, of the cranium, and let that thin sheet of muscle slide down the sides and slide down towards the eyebrows. Bring your attention to your ears. Notice the cartilage, the shape of your ears, and the unique softness of the earlobe. And then travel down the ear canal. And in a way of expanding your mind, allow the ear canal to dilate. Now notice your whole head, and allow your attention to begin to move towards the scalp, to your hair, and to the top of the cranium, which when you were born, there was that soft spot, the fontanelle, where the bones had not knit themselves together. And that place at the top of your skull is a passageway. It's where when you're walking around, it's the part of you that's closest to the cosmos, to deep space. And at that place where the soft spot is or was, or the remnant of that soft spot, that's where the barrier between what goes on in your head and what goes on in the cosmos is at its thinnest, at its most permeable. Bring your attention to your head, to your neck, to your shoulders and your arms and your hands and your fingers and your fingertips. Bring your attention to your torso, to your lungs, your heart, to all the other internal organs, the stomach, kidneys, the liver, the intestines. Travel down through your abdomen, through your belly. Bring your attention to your whole back body. Down through the spine, the muscles and the skin of the back. Down into the pelvis, the hips, and into your legs. Feel your legs, beginning with the glutes, like two big pillows that cushion the pelvis, cushion the hips. Notice your thighs, your knees, your calves, your lower leg bones, and your ankles. Notice your feet and your toes. Notice your whole body as one thing. And there's literally trillions of things going on inside your body. And notice it as that multitude of things happening, and yet it's one body, one thing. Let your body rest. Let your mind rest. Let your heart rest, even though its beat is steady. Begin to deepen your breath. Exaggerate the inhale and feel what moves. Feel what moves in your body and what moves in your feelings and your thoughts. You can allow your breathing to slow down and deepen if this practice has been to prepare you for sleep. If you wish to stay in a longer shavasana, staying 10, 20, 30 minutes is ideal. And if this is the conclusion of this Yoga Nidra practice, allow your reawakening to be so subtle and so slow that you carry with you some of the energy, some of the awareness, some of the feeling that you've experienced in this practice. Thank you so much for this practice of yoga and this particular practice of Yoga Nidra. Namaste.